You can get a job as a software engineer quicker than you probably think. There is no time requirement to become a software engineer, only the skill. And the quicker that you bridge that gap between not having skill and actually being skilled, the quicker you can get a job. The first step that I can say is that I would actually try and start to build something that you find genuinely interesting in the field of software engineering. Find something that you actually want to build. And the reason I say this before actually learning how to build the thing is because you want to see really if software engineering is for you, if you actually like the process of figuring out how to develop these things, how to problem solve basically, and you want to figure out if you actually enjoy software engineering, because this is essentially what you're going to be devoting a whole bunch of time to. So if you don't like it, then it's really hard to kind of stick with it and get a job. And at the end of the day, if you do get a job, then you're kind of in a place where you don't really enjoy it. So the first thing that I would recommend is just try and start building something, try and problem solve how to build this thing, try start really small. And then if you actually like the process of problem solving, of figuring out how to build the thing that you want to build, then you actually might like software engineering and you can move on to step two. So the second step is probably where most people would start, and it's to find a course to teach you the raw fundamentals of software engineering, the stuff that you want to know in the field that you want to get into. So for me, it was full stack web development. So it could be stuff like networking, software design, databases, languages, stuff like that. I would only watch like something like 1 to 3 courses. I wouldn't watch really any more than that, because after that you're kind of in the tutorial hell of continually watching course after course and hoping that by watching so many courses you're going to effectively learn, and that's just not the case. How you learn is by building these projects and trying to apply the knowledge that you basically take from this course, all these courses that you watched, and then applying it into a project that you're actually trying to build. And that's effectively step 3, is try and build a new project that's a bit more advanced than your first project that you're trying to build, just to see if you like it. And then if you can do this, if you can build more advanced project and you do genuinely like the process of figuring out these problems and applying the knowledge that you take from the courses into building something that you think is pretty much cool, then you can move on to step 4. After you've built a single, more advanced project, I would try building a few advanced projects and then essentially whack them on your GitHub to try and build out like a portfolio, basically like something that you can stick on your resume. Ideally, these projects are interactive and things that employers, when they're going to look through these projects, can actually like click a button and interact with and visually see what you've done, and don't have to like download software and like get into all the nitty gritty of trying to set up your entire project just to see if it works. But if it's like deployed and hosted somewhere, then they can click buttons and interact with it in a fun way. Then that's kind of more useful to a prospective employer, as they have to go through a whole bunch of applications. And so if yours is something that's really easy to kind of interact with, it increases your chances of getting hired. And step 5 is to actually start applying for jobs. Keep applying for jobs. I mean, you may get like the first job that you apply for, you may have to apply for 100. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a numbers game, but you just have to kind of apply, keep improving your projects, keep improving your resume as you keep applying for jobs. And then eventually someone will give you that opportunity, because you pretty much are skilled enough. You have provable experience that you are as skilled as you say you are. And then you can basically do the job that they want you to do, right? The more that resume improves, the higher the chance that you have of getting that job. So don't just stop improving your resume the second you start applying for jobs. Do them kind of side by side. Apply for jobs, improve your resume, and keep doing both side by side at the same time. A lot of jobs have like some time requirement or some kind of like list of tech that they want you to know to basically get hired for a job. But what you need to know is that this isn't like a list of requirements to actually get a job. Like, for example, if it says like 3 to 5 years experience and you need to know like 20 different tech like stuff like React, this kind of MySQL, MongoDB, like database stuff, and like a whole bunch of different frameworks and languages. Yet what you have to realize is all of this is essentially just a wish list for like the perfect candidate that they have in their mind as someone, if they can check off all these boxes, then we will hire them. But you can definitely still apply, and it isn't expected at all by any employer, or if they're like a reasonable employer, that any single person will know every single thing on that list. What you can take from that list, if you can find similarities like in a bunch of different job postings, like for example, if a bunch of different job postings in full stack web development are looking for you to know the like framework of React, then what you can do is you can make sure to study a bit of React, because you obviously know that that's a common skill that a whole bunch of employers are looking for. And if you have like 1 or 2 years of experience, but they say 3 to 5, still apply anyway, because chances are if you can tick off a whole bunch of the requirements, but not all of them, and they'll still give you an opportunity. And just like a bonus step as well, step 6, after you have that job in the field, future jobs that you apply for will rely solely on your resume, like the portfolios your portfolio of projects essentially that you built out, as well as your past experience at previous jobs to determine whether or not to actually hire you for their job. So just keep improving, keep building projects, keep applying for jobs, and then you can apply for a job or apply for a better job or get promoted, and eventually you'll be in the position that you want to be in when you started. So I hope this video helped you. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, don't do what you feel like doing, do what is required.